So the idea of Mickey Mania was Mickey to go back in time and kind of play through his classic cartoons, this one being Steamboat Willie from November 18th, 1928, I think that said, which was the first ever cartoon featuring Mickey Mouse. When we were making the game, we had to go through all the archives of Disney's classic shorts and Mickey Mouse shorts and see what we thought would make good levels and good gameplay. But this one seemed the most obvious one to start with, as it was the very first cartoon. And because it was all in black and white, obviously we've depicted the level in black and white too. All the things really that you can see in this level are really present in the original cartoon. If you go back and watch Steamboat Willie, you'll see there's the goat that eats the guitar and spits out notes, and the geese, and you'll see the cat later on, all in there. So let's start playing. So I think in the cartoon I think Mickey even did that and stopped the goat, but if he didn't, we added it and it's fun. You can actually go on the goat too, spit it back out again, but then you can't stop him attacking you anymore. Let's go up here and see. Okay, so there's Steamboat Mickey, I guess you'd call him, or Steamboat Willie in the film. Short. So the idea of the game is very loosely to find these Mickey Mouse characters throughout all the levels and rescue them. The original game idea was by David Jaffe of God of War fame and Twisted Metal, and he originally pitched the idea of the Timeless Adventures of Mickey Mouse, which started with Mickey's birthday party, I think. I think we made the game around one of Mickey's anniversaries, like his 50th or 40th anniversary or something. So the idea was for the game to be a history of Mickey Mouse shorts. So David Jaffe kind of pitched the idea and we got involved and tried to do what we could to make it all work. So this is a tricky timing puzzle, which I'm still not quite sure how to make work, so I'll just risk it. There we go. So that's triggered Mickey, Steamboat Willie, and so we've kind of found him. It's impossible to complete the levels without finding the characters anyway, but there's a few little hidden bits here. If you jump on the cat, you can knock it through. It appears at the little porthole window there. You can get a few extra pickups. Now, if you notice there, I picked up a couple of marbles, but you can see on the HUD there's no marbles yet, because you can't actually throw until the second level, because we wanted to teach you the mechanics as you went along. So the first level's all about just sort of jumping and dodging, and then we add marbles, as you'll see on the next stage. But there was some hidden marbles in there that you collect, but you can't see them, so I guess it's okay. I'm not quite sure why I did that. Just give you a reward really for going in there. So it started raining. Here, if you jump off the pier, there's this little fish that pushes you back in. This crane diligently moves these boxes across. That's what you use to get across the level. You can wait and get on the crane, it picks up the box, and there you go. But obviously you could just keep waiting, and the crane would eventually run out of boxes and the level would be broken. But in that case, if it runs out of boxes, which I'm not going to do now, but if it does, if you jump in the water, the fish will push you to the other side. So you can't actually break the level by doing that. I don't know if that was originally by design or if we found it as a bug, I can't remember. But either way, I'll hitch a ride on the crane across. That's the end of this very short first section. And we're going to the second section. So now you see there's in the top corner, you can see there's a marble counter, which reads 3. So now we can throw marbles, but they're in short supply. And that's actually one of the criticisms of the game. It's there's areas where you need to defeat enemies and you actually run out of marbles, which isn't ideal. Oops, I'm being slightly distracted by my dog, which has found a chew toy. So if you hear weird squeaking noises that don't sound like they're from the game, like you may be able to hear, that's my dog. Okay, so let's play. So this is classic platforming. Collapsing platforms, swinging hazards, enemies, marbles obviously. We had to find something for Mickey to throw that was appropriate for Mickey Mouse to attack with. And so marbles was what we came up with, which actually, you know, if I had marbles thrown at me, they're pretty painful, I reckon. But still, that's what we got through with. You can also jump on them, which I'm doing a terrible job at. Oh, it's because I've run out of marbles, that's why. Let's see if I can, yeah, there you go. And you can get a bit of extra height, which would allow me, oh, he's back. Let's see if I can get some marbles. This clothesline's used once, this nice wibbly wobbly sine, demo scene coder sine wave. It's used once in the whole game, just there. Now you see, look, we've added a bit of colour, and this is just palette swapping. We're just slowly adding colours to the palette to kind of, oh, there we go. We'll be able to, oh, there we go, got some ammo. So as we go through the level, we'll slowly, sneakily add colour. Now here I'm ringing these bells, which if I'd have gone a bit further along the level, you'll see it in a second. It says ring all the bells. Yeah, down here, ring the bells. So until you ring all the bells, this guy won't get out of the way. But we've rung the bells, so this gate, this sort of drawbridge comes down. And this bad guy's coming towards me. Pete, I think his name is. If you hit him, he'll sort of stop, but he'll keep walking. He gets to a set point, and then when you hit him enough times, he'll fall over, and you can bounce on his belly, as you would. Now, if you look, at some point we've added some more colour to the background. We probably did it. Generally, we try to do these sorts of things when the background's fairly hidden, so we might have done it. I can't remember, I didn't see it. When we went past this building, it might have turned that on. I'll try and keep an eye out. We've got red curtains too, for when it adds the rest of the colour. It's probably going to be a bit obvious when it next adds the colour. Let's get some of these guys. Okay, oh, there you go. Pretty subtle here. So there's the colour. Now here's the first sort of use of sort of rendered graphics. So we had this really expensive silicon graphics machine, which we first experimented with on Pugsy, where we did an intro, a couple of bits and pieces on Pugsy. But here's when we're starting to use it for actual in-game objects. So here we've got these crates falling. And so we've rendered these in 3D on a silicon graphics machine, and then output the frames and done colour reduction and things to get them to work on the Genesis / Mega Drive, if you're English, European. And then this crane is another example of it here. You can see the crane's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, so it's going to be an animating sprite used 5 times, and I've plotted a line with them and subdivided it to get it to look like it's 3D. You'll see it in motion here. And the mirrors down the middle there, I'll just stay on it and you can see where the mirror line is again. There you can see that we can flip the graphic to save half the memory, and it's reasonably convincing effect. Collapsing platforms, always good. Nice bit of simple gameplay. And then it's the boss fight, which is a strange boss fight because it's kind of like a crane we're going to fight here. But again, there wasn't really any enemies particularly in Steamboat Willie, and we didn't want to fight Pete yet, although we saw him earlier in the level, because he ends up being kind of the big boss at the end of the game. Spoilers. And this was a pattern that I'd started in Pugsy, where you kind of defeated the boss kind of defeated itself. The boss gave you the tools you needed to defeat it. So in this case, you throw marbles at the cogs to smash them, which is what you need to do. But to get up high, you bounce on the spring disappears, and then very handily the boxes give you another spring, so you can keep using it. And in fact, if you run out of marbles, they'll even drop little marbles to pick up. Obviously the bombs only hurt you, it seems, when you touch the floor. I'll try and remember differences on the SNES version to this version. I didn't code the SNES version, that was converted by someone called Chris Stanforth, who worked for us. And I have a suspicion there was only one crane moving around on the SNES version, but don't quote me on that. I may well be wrong about that one. Okay, so that's Steamboat Willie. We've done that level. Congratulations, Mickey has stopped the cranes and rescued Steamboat Willie.